Hello, welcome to the Connect 0007 experience. Here, we come to the podcast where human connection is everything. If you're trying to connect better with those around you, you're in the right spot. So please, sit back, relax, open your mind, and enjoy the experience. Hello there, everybody. My name is Thaddeus Sims, and I am the host of this amazing podcast. And today is our 63rd episode titled Vision and Purpose. Now, before going into this episode, there are a few announcements, and I have to share my fun fact with you all. So, for the announcements, for anybody who wants to impact the future of the podcast, please join the membership. There is a page on the website you can join. There's different perks. Some perks you can add fun facts. You'll be able to have discounts. You can suggest episodes that I can cover. And even people I maybe even collab with that you may think, hey, this person would resonate. That would be awesome too. So many different things with the membership is just a cool way to impact different other people that are a part of the podcast, because we are growing in different parts of the world as I'm speaking. So it'll be awesome for all of us to share a bit of our lives with other people who will listen and will apply what was learned and what was said. Another thing is too, guys, join the Facebook group on obviously Facebook titled K0007 Tribe. And it's a good way for us to just connect more and talk. I post questions on there. And honestly, I would like to meet more of you all. We're constantly having new people who are subscribing to the podcast, and I'm seeing you all in different places of the world. So I would love to connect with you all. So now for the fun fact. There is a species of spiders called hobo spider. Most bites from the hobo spider, or the scientific name, I hope I get this right, Tegenaria agrestis, happens when the spider is accidentally crushed or squeezed by a human. Now, when I first read this, I was like, what? Okay, well, why is it called the hobo spider? I don't get it. So I was like, let me research further. And what I discovered is the common name for the hobo spider comes from its presumed method of expanding its distribution by hitching rides with humans along major highways in the Pacific Northwest. And I was like, that makes sense. And gosh, that would be scary. Like 1 minute you're walking down the highway, living your best life, just chilling. You about to reach in your bag, get you a bottle of water, probably get you some pistachio nuts, and then boom, you got a whole hobo spider looking at you like, bruh, just keep walking. And you're freaking out. And people are like, what the heck's going on? It's a spider. I can imagine. I would be that guy. I would be panicking, right? But that would be me, especially like if I just caught it and it was just about to crawl on my neck. Oh my gosh, I would lose it. I would freak out. Then I'd be pissed. Then I'd be checking everything. Then I'd be paranoid a little bit. And then I'd be questioning life. It's just so many things would have been flashing in my mind. I was just like, oh my gosh, right? Not fun. So diving into the podcast, vision and purpose, right? So I'm going to do with this episode, I'm going to tie vision and purpose, obviously with connecting with people, because that is what the whole podcast is about, the human connection. And also just give a bit of help for people who may not have a vision and or know what their purpose is, right? So how to get one if you don't have one. And what I've discovered with many different people, the common thread is most people usually connect to the source, or God, the universe, higher self, your flow, pretty much whatever you want to call it. And what you'd want to do is ask yourself or write down the question, what is my vision and what is my purpose? And you want to do that with the intention of getting an answer. So here's what I mean. I know for me, I like to meditate. So before going through life, I really wasn't sure exactly what my purpose was. And I would look around and I would try different things and it just wasn't really it for me. And so I had to just really sit down and ask myself, what is my purpose? And I just looked around at the things that I'm good at. And what you'd find is when you have that intention of getting an answer, you may not get it right then and there, but it may come to you on YouTube. It may come to you via a friend, Facebook, something that's just going to trigger something that's just like, this is my purpose. And one of the things that I have discovered for myself is really talking with that source for me and just getting the answers direct. Now, again, a lot of us, we do different things. Some of you, meditation may not be your thing. Some of you may just need to just sit down and it just comes to you, or you just automatically know. Some of us, we're just born and we just know what it is. But this is for people who don't know what it is, right? So if you don't, it is good to just sit down, write it down, and just have that intention, knowing that you're going to get an answer, right? And vision. I feel as though the vision, which I'm going to get into later, but for those who don't have it now, your vision will come right after you discover what your purpose is. Because I'm going to dive into that. Just believe me on this. When you discover your purpose, then as you develop, as you learn more about it and stuff, you have your time with it, the vision is definitely going to come and you'll discover what that is. And it's okay if you don't have that right now, but you will discover it. So this is just, again, for those who do not have a vision or a purpose yet. Now, for those of you so for you all who will have it, and for us who do have it and whatnot, again, everyone's in different parts of their life. I always say, not always, I don't know why I say that. Not always. It came to me. Let me say that. I always say as if I'm like some 90-year-old person, or maybe in spirit. But anyways, what came to me in creating this episode is that vision is the destination that you're driving your life to, right? So when you think of a destination, I like to think of a GPS. So for me, I like to travel. And so now I can't just use the United States because now I'm seeing we have listeners everywhere. So imagine there's a place 4 hours away, right? And that is like your vision. And you type the address in. So you already know what your vision is. You type it into the GPS and it gives you routes. Like once you type it in, your location, boom, you get routes. And as you progress towards your destination, you're taking, your life with you. And so in regular life, there's directions that you go, things you learn, places you need to visit, people you need to speak to, and you're taking yourself, all of this is towards your vision. This is the destination, right? And the purpose. Now, purpose is your infinite fuel that gets you there. It's infinite because you already have all the things necessary to achieve your purpose, and it's the energy that powers everything you do. So here's what I mean by that. When you really know what your purpose is, it's like there's this energy that's inside you that's just like, okay, you feel happy when you're following your purpose. You do things that gets you closer to whatever your purpose allows you to do. So here's a better example. I can only use myself because we're all different. So for me, I know my purpose is with people, and I know my purpose a lot. Like I have to learn different things. I have to meet different people because there are so many different types of people, and I learn different things. So many different things about their backgrounds that impact me, the way they see the world. Reading different books, going different places where there are people, seeing what I'm a bit uncomfortable about when it comes to people. I know one of my things is when I'm going into certain places, I put my headphones in because that's just like, I don't feel like I'm not trying to talk right now. That's only certain places. So I have to work in certain areas where I'm like, okay, let me take my headphones out and make myself more available. And so it's different things when it comes to people. So my purpose literally allows me to be very aware, and I think of people all of the time. when they're like just before this podcast thinking of how can I make this episode better? How can I connect with more people? Knowing that everything that I'm doing is just towards the people. So my purpose involves people, and I do different things because of that. I think differently because of that. So your purpose is going to obviously be fuel for you in a different way. The reason why I say infinite is because you already have everything inside of you. It's this energy that's just flows through everything. It's always here. You can't create it. You can't destroy it. It flows through us, right? And it's always there. Yes, we have moments where we rest, so we say, but that's just our consciousness going into other different areas, but we're not going to go there. And it's just this energy, and it just flows through us, right? And so that energy is what literally gives us the fuel to do or, follow our purpose and whatnot. So that's what I mean by that example. Now, what I want to say, this ties into people. This ties into the part where we're connecting with individuals. Now, when you follow your vision and you follow your purpose, there are people who are chosen to help and assist you to do whatever your vision and purpose is. You may not know them at the moment, or you may never know them, but there are people who are chosen to help and assist you. So here's what I mean. If you have a desire for a boat, right, and you have all of these designs, you want this boat like this, you want it blah, 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 color, whatnot, some way, somehow throughout the universe, nature, whatever you want to call it, God, someone gets that idea. Someone gets the idea, I want to design a boat just like this. They are the person who creates the boats, right? And they create it, they sell it, whatever they do. And you, because you had that idea, you had that thought, that person decided to create that boat. And it's like everything that you wanted and then some, right? We're just all connected that way. How? Ask the universe. That's not my part. I just know to do your part. Ask, be detailed, and go for it, right? But here's a better example besides the boat. Now, I can only use myself because I can't use other people. I know for me that I desire to create a podcast to share my gift with connecting with people, i.e. we're doing it now. And because of that, there were people who were chosen before I knew it. And I don't believe I'm pretty sure I haven't met these people as to my knowledge, but there's someone who decided to create a Podbean hosting service, right? There's someone who decided to create an iPhone. There's someone who decided to create the program for me to record. There were people who decided to, hey, let's make it a way where we can connect it to Facebook, whatnot. Taking this bigger, right? For this is people I don't know, but taking it to people I do know. There are people when I was like, I would like to learn more about podcasting. And because of that, I Google search and boom, there was a pod festival, pretty much a conference in a way for podcasters. And there were people who were chosen for me to meet. And I have met some amazing people because of this, starting the podcast, who I have their numbers and we talk to and things like that. I've been guest speakers on their show and vice versa. And it's just been really, really cool. And so what's interesting is that because I'm following my vision and my purpose, there are going to be people who are chosen for me to meet, for me to help them out and assist them and vice versa. So when you are following your vision and you're following your purpose, you are going to meet individuals who are just picked out and chosen, and it just works out, which is why when we meet certain people, it's just the synchronicities are amazing. We're just like, wow, I get along with this person like amazingly. They get it. They are everything I've been looking for. I didn't even know this. And sometimes it could be people that's like right around you, but because you weren't, at the time you had to get to a certain space with your vision and purpose, then that person becomes available. So just to give you a newer example for me is I've had a mentor in the past, and recently in this point in life, I was saying, I would like to have a mentor, but I just didn't think there was someone out there for me because I listened to my intuition a lot. And that's usually like my internal mentor. So like outside physically is just kind of like, I don't really know. I don't really know about that. My intuition tells me to do otherwise. But at the same time, I tell myself, well, if your intuition told you to do this, then this area would be different. But hey, that's what I tell myself. So in meditation, when I was focused and I had to get into a space of focusing on what my vision was, because it came to me like, expand your vision. And I was like, okay, well, what is it? Like, let me look into it. And so what came with that was this vision, a different type of vision, but a vision of a mentor in my life that was part of my purpose and, my main vision. And I was pretty excited because I was just like, oh, wow, there's actually a mentor available for me. Like, I know the type of person that I am. And so for my intuition to show this to me in meditation, it was just like, oh, wow. So there is someone on planet Earth who can mentor me. All right. I am excited about this because I did not think there would be someone, at least at this stage in my life. And that may sound so stupid because the universe is so huge and there's so many different types of people. But hey, I'm learning too, guys. And I discovered, oh, wow, okay. And immediately what came to me once I said, you know what? Yes, I accept it. Let's do it. Immediately what came was, what is the quote? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I'm just like, okay, bet. Let me get ready for this teacher. And I was like, okay, what type of areas that I need, mentoring in? Wrote them down. And sure enough, there was this podcast that was talking about mentoring. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, let's listen to this. And so just a whole different thing. So for me, it just goes in, okay, all right, part of my purpose and a vision, I need to have a mentor right now. Boom. So now there is someone out there who's available. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and they're going to come, right? And so that's just really the amazing thing when it comes to connecting with people, right? The human connection, because there's always someone out there who can help us be better, do better, and achieve things. And that is what I really love. That's one of the things I love about just the human connection. So know that if you want to magnetize yourself and have amazing people come into your life, like people who actually help you progress, not people who keep you in the same position, not people who keep you lower, but people who actually stretch you and move you to do more. Just follow your vision and follow your purpose, and those people are automatically chosen for you. And it's just a matter of time until, you receive them into your life, your immediate existence. So, guys, that's it for that segment of the podcast. And I believe, it's pretty short. Guys, these podcasts have been a little short, but they've been to the point. As you can tell, I really have been working on like communication and just giving it to you guys, example and stuff like that. So I'm working on myself as well. And that is actually because of some amazing people that I've been surrounding myself with. So I still have a ways to go, but I'm noticing here that, wow, these podcasts have been shortened a little bit, but still quality stuff. So with this segment over, now we move on to health is wealth. And what I would like to talk about for this, by the way, for the new listeners, this segment for health is wealth is pretty much, I want you all to come to the podcast with more awareness, feeling better, feeling great, and having newer knowledge on things that you can incorporate that will make your health much better, right? And sorry that I sound a little bit weird. I just seen something weird and it was just like, what? Anyways, so yes, that is the whole point of the health is wealth. I want you all to be informed that there's different things that you can incorporate into your diet. And when you come back to the podcast, you're feeling better. You're a different person, So that's the health is wealth segment. Now, for this particular subject, or this one that's been chosen, is a herb, or here we go, bladder wrack. That sounds super weird, but BLADDERWRACK, bladder wrack, right? What the heck is that? That sounds weird. I believe I have mentioned that on the podcast before, but I never really went into details. But what is it? So bladderwrack is actually one of the most common types of seaweed found in the oceans around the British Isles, Europe, the Baltic Sea, and even the eastern coast of North America. And some other names of bladderwrack includes rockweed, red fucus, and black tang, depending on where in the world you happen to be. So the benefits, right? The benefits, just a few, is that it helps in treating thyroid disorders. I said disorders. Disorders. Been around different types of people, I see. But anyways, helps in treating thyroid disorders, aids in weight loss and reduces obesity. It helps to reduce inflammation and pain, and reduces risk of strokes and heart attacks, eliminates age spots and wrinkles, gives relief from flatulence, bloating, and cramping, prevents macular degeneration and development of cataracts, and aids in preventing cancer. Now, I will say that I have noticed for myself, I mostly have been using it just for complete nutrients with sea moss. I've mentioned that in the podcast before. And I know bladderwrack is really good just for other things, but I just use it to complete the sea moss. I believe for the body you need 102 vitamins and minerals or something like that. And I know sea moss has 92 out of the 102, and bladderwrack has the remaining 10. And that's how I've been using it. But I will notice that for the inflammation and pain part, sometimes my head does bother me here and there. And since I have been using it for these past few days straight, all of that stuff has just been going away. And sometimes my leg can act weird. So it's just been helping out in that aspect too. Another thing as well is, this is so TMI, but hey, here you are. Like the part where it says like relieves from like flatulence, bloating, and cramping, I don't really have much of that, but like passing gas a lot, like eating certain foods, I have noticed that has been reduced. Totally weird. But yeah, so it's really, really good for you guys. It's something that you can add. Now, I don't know how they do it in other parts of the world, but how I ingest it is there is a great friend of mine who soon I will have him on the podcast so you can learn much about him. But he creates it in capsules, and he puts the herbs with sea moss in capsules, and that's how I take it. I am not sure of any other way. I have not personally tried to cook it or put it in any of my foods. Maybe you can do that. I'm not sure anything is possible. I have not. You can look online and see what's best for you. Again, me personally, I haven't tried it in any foods. I'm trying to see. Yeah, if you just type in bladderwrack and sea moss. Also, again, this is just to increase your awareness, guys. So definitely look in there and see if this is something that will benefit you. And I know everybody's different, so make sure it doesn't cause any, weird side effects or anything like that. But, look it up, see if it's beneficial to you, and see if you can get it either from someone around you, order it on Amazon, your health food store, anything like that. Again, I will tell you, if you get anything from some type of store, make sure the ingredient is, something that you can read and it's only that ingredient and it's pure. Otherwise, just if there's a friend of yours who grows herbs naturally and makes this stuff, that's your best bet. But you can look around and definitely find that. So that is it, guys, for this podcast. I cannot think of anything else to add for now. So if you would like more, guys, again, follow the page. I'll put that down below. Again, for those of you who would like to... Oh, yes, there is one thing. Sorry, guys, I forgot to say this. So I believe someone... Or was it my intuition? I think it was... Anyways, it dawned on me or whatever. And whoever told me, I give you the credit. I just can't think of you at the moment, but I think it was my intuition, that there were people international who wanted to join the membership. So if that's something that you wanted to do, you can do that now. The option wasn't available before, but now it is. I think it was only just in the States. So if you are somewhere in the UK or many other different areas, you can definitely go on there now and do it. And there are options now for those who did want to order shirts international. So the international options are available. So I just thought about that. So yeah, there you go. That was what I had to say. So that being said, guys, that is it for this podcast. And I will either talk with you all on the group page or on, next episode, Friday. So that being said, talk to you guys later. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Please leave a 5-star rating and share with a friend near you. Remember, the world's a better place because you exist. Know your worth and know thyself.